Hey friends, welcome to day 12 of the 30 days of healing. This is a 30-day series where I give you bite-sized pieces so that you can implement it into your life to help you heal trauma, no matter which stage of healing that you're in. If you would like to see which stage of healing that you're in, make sure you go down to the description below and take the quiz. The quiz is free, but it also sends you your results to see which stage you're in and gives you free resources to move into the next stage. I'm Angela. I'm a trauma healer. I've been healing my own trauma for about 10 years, and I've been helping women heal their trauma for about 4 years now. And today we are going to talk about a topic that really impacts everybody at any stage of their healing, and it is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage looks like procrastination. It looks like hesitating, not being able to decide, running the same patterns and cycles and behaviors over and over and over, coping, escaping, not showing up for yourself, missing appointments, missing calls that matter, shorting yourself when it's time to get promoted or reach out to a potential client, having so much success, and then you fall off the bandwagon with your habits and routines that you were doing that helped you reach that success. All of a sudden you decide, oh, well, I don't need this anymore. Everything's okay. I feel great. And then you kind of trickle down. I see that a lot in my clients. And it happens a lot even with coaches that have other clients that experience self-sabotage. We see this a lot in the health industry with working out and diets and things like that. People really do self-sabotage. And I feel like this is such an important topic because as you move into your stage 2 and stage 3 of healing, you will start to realize that you deal with self-sabotage a lot more than you essentially did in stage 1 of your healing. And what it is that when you're focused on what you're focused on in stage 1 of your healing is like the brunt of your trauma. When you kind of move into stage 2 and stage 3 of your healing, it's really about releasing conditioning and releasing self-sabotage over and over and over again, and coming into this very heightened or awakened sense of consciousness so that you can see all these patterns that are really playing out in your life, especially in your relationship, in your work, with yourself, things like that. So again, self-sabotage happens because you do not feel safe with what it is that you're doing and who it is that you're becoming. This is why releasing or slaying self-sabotage is really the foundational piece. Of course, is going to be healing your trauma. And it's going to be about healing your trauma because you must feel safe. In order for you to feel safe, you must have a regulated nervous system. Now, I talked about safety in day 2, it says, so I'll link that in the description so that you can check that out. But your goal here is to feel safe within yourself and what it is that you're what it is that you're doing and who you are becoming. The thing is that we all deal with self-sabotage at some level, even if you're in stage 3 of healing. It's not necessarily that you're never ever going to fall off the bandwagon, or you're never going to deal with procrastination or hesitation or fear or overthinking, or you're never going to run back and do the same things. It's not about that. It's really about how quickly you're able to bounce back and see that you're sabotaging and correct your course and move forward to aligning and becoming this future version of you, which is essentially your goal. Otherwise, you wouldn't really be here, right? When you're expanding and growing, that requires you to heal trauma, that requires you to let go of unhealthy conditioning, and it requires you to really slay self-sabotage. Okay, self-sabotage really shows up for us in many different ways, and it shows up differently for different people. But but I want you to be aware that the reason why you truly sabotage is because you do not feel safe. I know that there's other things out there that say that it has to do with your self-worth, it has to do with fear and things like that. But if you saw the last video, you already know that fear is actually a symptom of having an unregulated nervous system. It's just showing up this way, it's manifested in that way. When you heal your trauma, you also heal your self-worth. And so I want you to be aware is that as you're healing your trauma, as you're releasing your unhealthy childhood conditioning, you also establish a higher self-worth, and things really start to change, especially when you focus on self-forgiveness. Not forgiveness for other people, self-forgiveness. So I want you to know that self-sabotage, again, is all about learning to feel safe, but also recognizing the patterns when they're happening and shift course. But what if you really do deal with a lot of procrastination, a lot of hesitation, and self-doubt? Well, I have a self-led course for you that you can check out called Make More Money, Slay Coping Mechanisms like Procrastination and Hesitation. I'll leave that down there for you. But what really helps my clients with slaying self-sabotage is actually my program Sovereignty. Sovereignty is a hybrid integration program where you essentially learn how to reparent all the bits and parts of you that are essentially trying to drive the show and are sabotaging you, especially your good girl part that feels it's necessary to people please, not speak up, not put in boundaries, stay small, not play big, all of those things. So if you are in stage 2 or stage 3 of your healing, Sovereignty is definitely for you. I do not recommend Sovereignty for my stage 1 healers because there's a process to it, and I want to make sure that you are really completely regulated and ready to step into Sovereignty before you do it. But if you're interested in that and completely slaying self-sabotage so that you'll release these repeating patterns, Sovereignty is for you. I will leave that down in the description for you, so check that out below. If you want to know what stage of healing you're in, make sure you check out the quiz, and I will leave the safety video that was from day 2 for you down in the description. But remember, slaying sabotage is all about not feeling safe with what it is that you're doing and who you're becoming. The foundational piece of that, of course, is going to be healing your trauma, and then of course integrating, which my Sovereignty program absolutely does. So check that out if you're interested, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.